Hey guys, Ash Lane here, coming at you today with another episode of Casual Fridays, a series where I bring you other games than just Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. Today, I have on a developer interview that I know you guys are going to love with Jay, a developer from Gods of Olympus. It's a brand new game. I really like the game, especially because of a few interesting aspects that I've never seen in a mobile game before. So a bunch of my clanmates in Clash of Clans have been playing this game. They've been telling me to play it. I picked it up a couple weeks ago, and then I liked it so much, I decided, hey, let's try to bring the viewers something a little bit different. That's how I contacted Jay from Gods of Olympus. It's my first ever interview with a developer. I hope you guys enjoy it. So hey, let's go ahead and get to it. Here's Jay. All right, guys, so I am here with Jay, a developer from Gods of Olympus. Jay, thanks so much for coming on with me, man.
Hey, great to be here.
Really excited to have you on. I was telling you before we started recording that I've never had a developer on the channel before, so pretty excited, and I guess we'll hop right into it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you and how you started gaming, and then how you became a gaming developer?
Yeah. I've been gaming since I was 6 years old, and I'm 37 now, so it's a pretty long gaming career.
Okay.
And came up playing all kinds of games, and through the 80s, a big influence for us was for me in particular was Rampage, which is an old arcade game where you play as a movie monster, smash cities and everything. And then later, after college, my partner Mark and I worked together in an office, and at lunch we would shut the door and play some Age of Empires on the down low.
Nice. I also played AoE. Loved it.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic series, and so that those two games in particular are just hugely influential on the way we did Gods of Olympus. I think it's actually pretty obvious, because actually it's funny, like a team member from the original Age of Empires team reached out to us because he plays the game.
Oh, wow!
And yeah, it was awesome. I was just
that must be so cool for you, right?
Dude, you have no idea. Yeah, it's just geek celebrity heaven. You know?
I know. It's like it came full circle for you.
Yeah, it was awesome, and to be able to say, dude, you guys were a huge influence with what you did. I mean, because those games were amazing. I mean, we spent hours and hours playing those matches and designing scenarios and just absorbing all that goodness, And so yeah, we talked for years about writing a game someday, and we worked together for many years in doing much less interesting kind of work, non-games. And then when we this was, I guess, it was about a month after Clash of Clans had come out. He said, you need to see this game, right? There's this game called Clash of Clans, and we started playing it. Did the usual romp through Town Hall 1 through 4, where you're just sort of spamming barbarians and archers and all this stuff. And as it went on, we were like, this is really something cool. This whole notion of an asynchronous battle, right, where you where someone can basically set up desktop tower defense style bases, and troops come in and smash. It was a very cool concept.
Yeah.
And so we got really into that. But eventually, like, as we played it for I guess a year and a half to 2 years.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I mean, we were in there early. I mean, I'm Town Hall 11. I really don't play anymore, but it was one of these things where we enjoyed the game, but we kept feeling like there's a lot more that you could do with this. Like, it was sort of missing, like when you've played games for so long, you start missing some of the old school stuff. Like, it didn't have that feeling of just like manual control. So that was something that we just really wanted. We started talking about it, like, this game is very cool, and it's like a whole new type of deal. And I kind of felt like that specific game, like, which is why it's funny to see the game get cloned a lot, because I know it makes a lot of money, but I kind of felt like it can't really be done that much better than what they did, as far as like dropping troops and watching them go. It's really well done, but we wanted to make it a lot more manual, get rid of build times. That was always a big source of frustration for us. And we want to just get rid of that, because I was frustrated being a strategy guy, that like with I'd gone all hog riders when that was big. Do you remember that era? Yeah. So I'd done that, and then that got nerfed, and then it was all about golems, right? And then,
Yep.
but I was gonna have to spend weeks to get there, and I was just so frustrated, that I couldn't, try these strategies out a little bit faster and just sort of be more additive, and so we just started getting, like thinking, man, there's just so much we could do with this genre that I think is really different, and we decided let's go crazy, quit our jobs, and write games. So, yeah,
living the dream. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Because I think so many people have been there where, hey, you know what, I'd like to see this added or this added to this game that I love, but you guys really did it. You're like, we can do the game. We can make a game.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So I guess it leads to so many other questions in my mind, but I guess we'll just start at the basics. To someone who's never picked up Gods of Olympus, first of all, how long has the game been out? And secondly, how would you describe it to someone who's never played before?
We launched in January. It was January 7th, so we've been out about 5 weeks now.
Okay, yeah, brand new.
Brand new, yeah.
I should mention now probably that it's actually one of my clanmates, Shitlins, who's been telling everybody nonstop, play Gods of Olympus, play Gods of Olympus. That's
awesome.
how I got in contact with you, because I wanted to cover the game, but then I thought, hey, you know what? I knew you were a newer game, and I was like, maybe one of the developers will come on. So
right.
I should mention that probably.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so we're real new, and it's been exciting. You wanted me to describe the game. It's pretty simple. It's ancient Greek city building and city smashing game where you go in with 50-foot tall Greek gods and just wreck everything in sight. Just basically go crazy and level a city using god powers and all these other good things.
Yeah.
And then with an emphasis on cooperative play and just real battle heavy. We tried to cut wait time or build times and things like that. Just tried to make it a real battle intensive kind of game.
And it certainly is that. And you mentioned something that was, I guess the best way to describe the game for someone who's never played it, or to, for my audience especially, Clashers, is to compare it and contrast it to Clash of Clans. And one of the biggest things you notice is, aside from the gods, which I'll get to in a second, is the whole co-op quality of the game. You can basically, when somebody's attacking, you can have all your clanmates help them in the actual attack real time. I didn't even know that was possible. So what gave you that idea, and did I describe it correctly?
You did. Yeah, no, absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. Either on an attack or a defense, when one of your clanmates is attacking somebody or is getting attacked, or if your base is getting attacked, you just jump in there and you start sending in small troops. So basically, the small troops, the hoplites and archers, essentially, spearmen and archers, you place them strategically around the map to help out your ally. And so you basically build this big army of supporting troops that goes into them with battle. And what really gave us the idea was we liked a lot the aspect of clans and Clash, that there was that collaborative piece where it's like, hey, you donate to each other's clan castles, and eventually you start shooting the breeze with these people, and you kind of accidentally become friends, and it's really, you form real relationships, and that was really cool. But we thought that it would be even cooler if you could just literally be fighting together, go in shoulder to shoulder and in there with them in the same fight, and that you'd be a lot more interesting strategy and just a lot more ability to kind of after the match talk about it, because it seemed like in Clash the donation sort of ended there. You do the donation, you kind of don't know what happens with it after, and we wanted to kind of do the rest of the story, I guess.
Yeah, it is so cool. The whole, I honestly didn't even know it was possible. Did you have that idea? To have, it really feels like a raid from people who play MMOs. It's the closest thing that I've ever felt that way, with a mobile or an iPad or whatever app or game. I never even knew it was possible. Is that challenging from your perspective as a developer?
Yeah, cool. It was a challenge. It's a technical challenge just because there's lots of matches going on at the same time. But there's a lot of technology these days that makes that kind of thing easier for small shops, because we are a small company, and 10 years ago there wouldn't have been the kind of infrastructure that you needed for it. But these days you can do it, and And yeah, man, it's just really cool to be able to, get in there with other people. We actually really debated whether we should try to put this in for the game or not, because we had the idea and we loved the idea, but it was kind of scary. It's like we had the same thoughts that you had. It's like, no one's done this. Why has no one done this? Is this a stupid idea?
Yeah, it sounds so crazy. It sounds like it should be impossible, and yet it works really well in game. It's funny because I was on a podcast talking to my friend Tate, who has a SNH. It's a Clash of Clans podcast, and whenever we throw out the question just casually, what is your most wanted feature in Clash of Clans? He always throws out this big raid feature,
Nice.
And it's essentially exactly what you have. It's basically that you can go in there with different troops, tackle different parts of the same base. And I mean, the easiest way to describe it to Clashers, in my opinion, is, your heroes are kind of like, or your gods are kind of like a hero, but there's a bunch of them, and they all have special abilities. And then, picture a bunch of barbarians and archers are your clanmates helping you out, in the actual raid. And you can summon them every whatever, I don't know if it's 20 seconds or something, it feels like that. But it's really cool. So yeah, props to you guys. It's an awesome idea.
Thank you. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun with it. I mean, because that's what we get into as well, just getting those big matches together and just going nuts with it.
How do you feel about the balance with that? Is that challenging to, because people have to defend too. Is it challenging to try to anticipate, how powerful the supporting troops should be?
It is a huge challenge, yeah, and I can't say that we've definitely nailed it. We're just working it every day. Just trying to make sure that it's an advantage for sure to have your clan mates watching your back, your alliance mates watching your back. It should be, right. That's the idea, is that you join an alliance with the intent of having them all fighting with you and it making a difference, and they can make a huge difference, absolutely. But what we did is we tried to make it so that even if you had just mass participation, because you can have 15 or more alliance mates helping you in these battles. I've seen it,
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you have to kind of keep the number of units under control, make the units not too strong when there's a huge number of players in there, trying to strike that balance between people feeling like they're making a difference and just being able to steamroll absolutely anybody.
Yeah, because you get one clan. Well, that's what we're already doing in my clan. Is it's not called clan. What is it called? Sorry,
we call them
playing
alliances
for a week myself. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. No, yeah, we call them. Yeah, we call them alliances.
When you get your whole alliance, with my alliance, we're already doing it. We've only been, I think Chitlin made the alliance maybe 2.5 weeks ago, but I've been there for about a week or so, and we're already doing that, coordinating on a third-party chat app, saying,
awesome.
Okay, tonight at 9 p.m., guys, can as many of you. The good thing about it is you don't need a certain number. You only need one guy helping out.
Oh yeah, sure.
But you can also have 10, like you said. So it's really cool.
Yeah, 10 is better, but one will do. Just having one person watch your back makes a huge difference in those matches. Yeah.
I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the other huge factor in this game that is way different than Clash, is that you can control your gods on the battlefield.
Right.
Same question about that. Was it challenging to add that feature, and what kind of strategy involved in each hero? What is for a new guy like me who's been in the game for a week, what would you recommend? What are some beginner tips as far as what units to send your gods to?
Sure, right. So basically, I would say, man, the opinions vary a ton on which god is the best. For me, the best all-rounder is Athena, because she can, she's got two major powers, which is to summon hoplites. She summons a bunch of warriors around herself, and as she upgrades, and by the end she's summoning 40, 45 guys.
Wow.
which is awesome, because we make the battles real big scale, because that's just fun. That's that Age of Empires stuff, man. Because that's what influenced us, and
the maps are huge.
Yeah, right. Those games you play when you're younger, I mean, they stick with you forever, and you want to recreate that experience in new ways, But anyway, absolutely. So as far as strategy goes, with her, you can play her from the outside, summoning hoplites. You can go in, if you go in hot, you can put Aegis on her, which is a shielding power, and she can, kind of just absorb damage, be a super, super tanky kind of character to keep the other softer characters alive. They all have some serious strengths. There's a lot of debate about which ones are the most powerful. There's some people that's
good.
say Ares is, I was gratified to see that, because we weren't sure about Ares if he was not as good as the others, but the way the people at the top are playing him, I mean, it's devastating, you know?
Yeah. What is your favorite?
My favorite god?
Yeah, you said Athena, right?
Athena is probably, I think she's the most effective. I have the most fun with Artemis, and right now the long shot is something that people are hitting real hard, but I actually go with her spread shot power, which is which shoots multiple arrows at
I have
various
not unlocked her yet. I want to.
Okay.
I think she's my next. I only have the 3 the starter ones right now.
Okay, sure, right.
But getting there, and I'm getting more and more pumped as we chat. So I'm sure at the end of the night I might be like, "Hey, Jay, I have I got them all unlocked." But yeah, so
nice.
Yeah, so as far as actually targeting buildings in the raid, is that something that you thought of like before you or in the battle, I should say? Is that something you had in mind going into developing the game, or did that just come to you? Like, how do these ideas come to you guys?
Well, so with targeting buildings, the main thing we thought of was, all right, so we want these gods to be, you want, of course, be able to manually control them throughout the match. Again, Clash has been written, it's a great game, no need to do it again, right? Like, let's do something different and make it so that, you are in there actively fighting and get that more Age of Empires kind of feel with that. And yeah, if you're in close, you want to take out the fire towers, build a path for Ares to go in and just do crazy damage without getting killed. Because Ares, he's getting killed at some point during that fight, and so what you're trying to do is get him to do the maximum amount of damage before he drops. Hopefully, you've done a Delta City a fatal blow, and then you can wipe it.
Yeah.
Because I guess another thing is that you're not trying to completely take out every single building like when you're trying to 3-star a base in Clash. You are taking out the temples on the opponent's base. So that's like
their gods. Yeah.
Exactly. And you take those out, the rest of the base gets wiped. And yeah, so each type of building kind of counters in different ways. So the fire tower, super high damage up close, and then there's the more extreme range Archimedes tower, which shoots a light beam like a super long distance, and that's good for countering players that like to play from the outside and don't go in as hard. So there's a lot of different strategies that go into it.
Yeah, I see that, because when I'm helping out other people in my clans or my alliance sometimes, I see that some people just kind of skirt around the bases rather than going in heavy. So there seems to be a lot of more intricate strategy or meta strategy involved in the game. So certainly like that and excited to experience that myself, rather than just helping with my supporting troops there.
Yeah, but that's a great way to pick up strats too.
It's true,
yeah, you just go in there and you help people execute their strats, and you get ideas that way. It's obviously on with Clash, you've got your YouTubers to fall back on. But I always learned a ton just from watching replays people had shared and watching war fights and clan war fights and things like that. It's the same deal here, and there's a lot of participating in each other's battles. It's really a huge part of the game, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's already definitely a big part. And I guess another beginner question for you is, you mentioned the whole building time thing, and for me, that was one of the things that in the very beginning, being so used to Clash, that I kind of struggled with. I was like, where do I build? I have so many options kind of right off the bat,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
As a beginner, what would you focus on your base, on the base building aspect of the game?
Yeah, I would definitely, you really can't go wrong at the beginning. Getting a few academies and archery ranges up, those work a bit like generators and Gauntlet. If you go back, that's a little old school, I guess. But the idea is that you lay down an academy.
I'm also an 80s and 90s child.
Nice.
So,
all right. Nice. Nice.
I know the NES 8-bit Gauntlet.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Right. Yeah, serious street cred there.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the academy, that's just basically going to be continuously spawning hoplites, and they come out of there and they just go to take out whatever is attacking the base anywhere on the map. So they're just looking for any targets. And archery range is the same way. That's a good sort of basic layout, is to have a few of those. And then you start looking at towers. I think that as soon as you start being able to build ballista towers that deal that heavy tower damage, it's another good thing to have going on. Just really brace up those temples, get that get the barracks or get the academies and archery ranges all around them. Get the ballista towers pretty much at every corner so that they can shoot in and hit hit everything in range and just deal as much damage as possible. Because at the beginning, it's really is all about damage, I think. And then after that, you sort of watch your replays and see where people are hitting you. And then if they're hitting you up close, things like fire towers are great for doing damage up close. Arrows towers are good all-rounder. And then once you get Archimedes towers, it's really, really good for taking out small troops, like people that build like armies with small troops or have a lot of assistance or anything like that. That's kind of how it start things off, I think.
Okay, good advice there. I'm definitely gonna heed some of it. I guess my next question would be, where do you have any short-term and long-term goals in terms of the game? Like, what can players expect to be seeing in the future of Gods of Olympus?
Yeah, we actually are working on a big update right now with a new god.
Whoa, that was gonna be my next question.
Yes, so, yeah.
Is it any hints, or is it a secret still?
It's kind of secret. Maybe I should just tell you. Why not?
Well, this could be an exclusive. I don't want to
put you on an honest face, right? Yeah. So the next god that we're going to be releasing, it was going to be Hades.
Whoa, he's awesome.
Yeah. I've played with him in test, and yeah, I mean, he still needs to, really got to balance him and make sure that he's playing right and everything. But yeah, like I'm saving up for him already. I'll put it that way.
Sweet. What level is he going to be available at? Because that's how you unlock the gods,
right? Right. So the way the levels generally work is that as you get more gods, you have to be at a higher level to obtain more. He is probably going to unlock, we think, at either level 40 or 50. Just to we're still ironing that out. Okay. But yeah, he's going to be.
Awesome.
He's gonna have to be a little bit higher.
I got some work to do.
Oh, you'll get there.
I gotta get up there because I want some Hades there. That's pretty cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Sure.
So that's a big update. As far as like long term,
yes.
Is there anything? Obviously, I'm sure you can't speculate on a year from now, but it just seems like the possibilities are kind of endless, in terms, especially with the whole, helping your alliance mates out on attacks. And like they could be like, do you have anything in mind, in terms of direction for the game long term?
Yeah, totally. I mean, well, first of all, the first thing's easy. Android support. We're going to be working on that very hard. That's important to us. Currently we're on iOS, and we've done, we've done well. We're happy, with how things have gone on iOS. But yeah, we want to get it out to Android. That's just, it's very important to us. Mm-hmm. That's the simple thing. And after that, then you nailed it. Like, because of the way that the co-op battles work. Yeah, I mean, our imagination is always going crazy with ideas. Because I mean, imagine. All right, so think of the way Clan Wars revolutionized Clash's gameplay, or revitalized it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we apply that to ourselves, like with being able to do co-op and mix that with war. I mean, it's crazy. So
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the big thing on the, a little further out on the horizon. We also want to add more gameplay modes, just add more things for people to do, other ways to experience the game. Because we've just thought of a lot of different ideas for just gameplay modes that we think would be interesting. Because multiplayer is great, and people fight lots and lots of multiplayer battles. So there's lots of people that fight well over 100 battles a day. It's very common to see that.
Wow.
But yeah, it's like that's a lot, and we want to add more game modes just to give the like free players a little more to do, just to make sure that they've got plenty of variety in there.
Yeah, and, that's great. Yeah, so we've got some really cool ideas there. We'll continue to add campaigns, because we enjoyed making the campaign. We've got in our artists, we have some really talented level designers in there, and I was really pleased with what they were able to do for the campaign. So more of that, and yeah. Awesome.
There's so
much.
I
actually held off the campaign on my account to play in the background of this video. So so I will be. So what you guys are watching is actually the campaign. So
nice.
It fits well. But I guess wrapping things up, just a little self-serving question for me. But I'm always curious about like the life of a game developer. What is? I'm sure it's not as awesome as, or exciting, I should say, as I make it out to be in my head. But like, what is a typical day for you? Do you said you quit your job for this, so you're obviously full time, and I'm sure you have to create a game like this. What is a day like in a typical day of a developer?
Yeah, it's do the usual family man stuff, and then get to the office early. Get in around 8, and just throw the headphones on, write code until the other guys get there, and then we all kind of design as a group. It's very much like everybody is a designer in the company, because it's a couple of us that program, and then we have a business guy, and then the artists, and we all just talk. We get in and we talk about what's on our minds, and we've got stuff that's on the whiteboard and anything that needs to be resolved, because you go home and you think about all these ideas, and then you get together and you just want to talk about the game some more, and they talk about the what happened when they played last night, and things that people are liking, things that people aren't liking, because it's not a perfect game, and so we figure out, okay, what can we do better, and we just talk and just get together and design it. And we're lucky in that everybody, I mean, we all really love the game, and like we just really love the idea of doing more with the game. Just really motivated on it right now. And then after that, just writing more code, more talking, more design. Go home, at 5 or so, do family stuff, and then at 9 o'clock, work until you start nodding off at the desk, and do it all again the next day. Wow, but I mean, it's fantastic, man.
Yeah. It's nice that you found something you can be so passionate about that you're willing to put in that extra time. But it's definitely really cool, man. I really appreciate you coming on, and it's been a pleasure to talk about Gods of Olympus. I hope that the game really takes off, and I'd love to cover it. So if people who are watching right now, download and play or whatnot, let me know, and I'll do a series on it. It's a fun game, and not just saying that because you're on, but I wouldn't ask you to come on if it wasn't. But thanks so much, Jay. I can't thank you enough.
Cool. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Well, I should say, is there a place they can go to get news? Obviously, you guys have forums, and are you on Twitter as well as social media?
We are. We do most of our stuff on Facebook. Yeah, okay. We have we tend to post our updates on Facebook. You can see us there, and we do have forums as well.
Okay, great. Well, folks can check those out. I'll put the links in the description. And Jay, thanks again. It was a pleasure.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
We don't play for fame. We don't play for cash.